A big hello to all who are watching this video. This is Britney here. I'm studying in Gopalan Pre-University College and I'm doing my second year Science PCMB. Today, I'm going to talk about frontline workers. You heard me right, frontline workers. I would also like to give them, a pen name which I personally would like to call them with the name Good Samaritans. Many might be bewildering, why is she calling frontline workers as Good Samaritans, or why is she comparing them with Good Samaritans? I'll answer all those questions, or you will understand by yourself why I call frontline workers as Good Samaritans, but not now. I'll not say you why am I calling them as Good Samaritans. I'll tell you, but at the end of the video, you would definitely understand why I personally call them as Good Samaritans. So let's get into the video. An example. You just go to your friends or just go to your peer group and ask, hey, how was this 2020? And their expressions or their responses, it would sound like, OMG, it is such a worst year, this is a terrible year, I wish this year doesn't repeat again, this is an... you heard this, you get answers like this popping out from people's minds because this was such an horrendous and deplorable year that ever occurred in the human history. And also we could find lots of deaths, we could find we were surrounded by cries, we were surrounded by mournings, we were surrounded by deaths all around us, which is still a very sad thing, but it happened and it is an irreplaceable truth that came true. But then I would like to talk about an important soul that played an important role during this pandemic situation is none other than our doctors and our nurses. Yes, our doctors and our nurses, they did their maximum to save the maximum number of maximum number of people from the deathbeds. And hats off to all those doctors and nurses who were really dedicatedly working for the survival of each and every person who are out here, because they saved lakhs of people without vaccination by the love, care that they showed towards them. And hats off to all the nurses and doctors out there. And also I have another frontline worker who's called, who's kind of very strict. I petrify for them, but then they proved me wrong. They proved that I was wrong. They are none other than the police officers. I petrify because of their authority, or because of the way they approach, or because of the way they talk. I petrify for them, but they prove me wrong. And I'm talking about the police officers, irrespective of the gender, either male or female, both equally they did their work to the core, to the best that they can do, they can give to our country. And all day long they were on the road, ensuring whether people are following the they're following the proper protocols or not. Are they wearing masks? Are they stepping out of their house? And are they maintaining social distances and stuffs like this? They were really very, they were doing their job to the core that they can do. And hats off to all the heroic police officers out there. And also, I have another frontline worker. These workers are, they're unnoticed, but yes, they also do play an important role in this frontline worker list. And they are none other than the chemical pesticides. Those chemical pesticides, they are the people, they go to a restricted area. Like example, if it is an area affected by COVID, then they get into that area and they spray the chemicals, they spray the pesticides, they spray the chemicals and the medicines in order to prevent the spread of that virus. So they also played an important role in this. And I heard an experience of a chemical pesticide stating this, when that person went to spray the spray the medicines, by mistake a drop of chemical spilled on that person's body, and what happened is that place got completely burnt up, and there were many bubbles and boils coming out of that. And after a few days, there were pus coming out from that place, which was really deplorable to hear, which is really saddening. But then I have a question. Why should they do all these things? Are we bloodly related to them? Are we connected to them? Or do we know them? Or either they know us, neither they know us, nor we know them. We have no relations, or we don't know even them who they are. But why are these people sacrificing their lives? We hear so many deaths among the frontline workers, but why are they doing all these things? Just because of us, just because that we are in one nation, we are under one roof, and that shows their humanity towards us. That is why we have to appreciate, we have to thank all the frontline workers who were dedicatedly working and are still working for the safety of the normal people. And also I'd also like to talk about another important frontline worker who's always there with us, who always nurtures us, who always pampers us, who always scolds us, who always melts us, molds us, and guides us. I'm talking about our parents. I'm talking about our mom and dad. Yes, they are the very good example of frontline workers for every children, because they uplift the family to a best economic status, and they lead the family in the right way, and also they give their children the best that they can give. And many parents I've seen, they give their children the best education that they can give, and also in order to make their future a brighter one. So hats off to all the parents out there who are really struggling a lot in order to give their children a good education, so that they come up good in their life. And also I have another important frontline worker who is quite unnoticed, but yes, they are really important. The important frontline worker, which I'm gonna say now, is none other than our WBCs, white blood cells. Those WBCs who are in our body, yes, WBCs are present in our body. Many know the function of WBCs. They are the soldiers of our body. They are the bodyguards of our body. They safeguard our body from the foreign antibodies that enter our body. And it's really, without their help, we weren't here today. And hats off to all the WBCs who are inside every human's body. And yes, I would like to just bring your notice that even in our body we do have frontline workers who safeguard us. And also I'd also like to talk about another 3 important frontline workers who not only during this pandemic situation played a major role, but also every time from the beginning they are playing their important role. They are none other than our Indian Army, Indian Navy, and the Indian Air Force. Hats off to all those people out there. When we talk about Indian Army, we know that is such a reputed work, that's a sacrificial work. If you need to go there, you have to live your everything. You have to live your family, you have to live your friends, you have to live your happiness, pleasures, and everything. You have to dust it behind and go ahead and work for the country. And that is what many Indian armies are doing, and hats off to all of them. And many people might think that just respecting them is a big thing. Like, yes, you have to respect, you have to pay homage to all the Indian armies, but then we have to understand the pain that they are undergoing, because they lose everything, but they never lose a grin on their face. They always fight for us, in order to ensure that we are safe today, we are safe in our homes, we have peace and harmony in our country. They always fight for that. And also those Indian armies, they have so many pains in them, but they don't reveal it out. And also there's an idiom in English. It says like, you will know the pain of the other person only when you put your leg into the other person's shoe. Only then you will know the pain of the other person. Same way, we will also know the pain of the Indian Army only when we stand in that position. Not only Indian Army, we will know the pain of each and every frontline workers only when we stand in that position. And hats off to all those Indian armies. And also, irrespective of the climatic changes, in those people stand, even if it is summer, winter, or monsoon. Summer extreme hot, and winter extreme cold. Since they are in the borders, it's freezing cold till the core, and they withstand all those climatic changes. And during the monsoon, complete heavy downpour, and they withstand all those things just because to save us, to keep us safe. And they have so many sleepless nights in order to give us a sleepful night. And thank you once again to all the Indian armies out there. They are really doing a great job. And also I would like to talk about Indian Navy and Indian Air Force. Indian Navy and Indian Air Force, as we know, Indian Navy are the people who sail on the ship, and Indian Air Force, they fly in this air. Even they safeguard us from the enemies. If there is any opponent, planning anything against our country, then they ponder it out and they go fight against them. Even they keep us safe from all the terrorist attacks and stuff like this. And thank you all, Indian Army, Indian Navy, and Indian Air Force, for always being with us, for always shouldering us. And also I would like to tell a thing that just paying respect, just talking about them is a thing which we need to do. But then more important is that we got to pray. I believe in prayer, and I believe that prayer can change anything. And I believe that our prayers should uphold them, and our prayers we should shoulder them up, because only prayer can uphold them and make them stand courageous in any kind of situation that they are facing, or any kind of situation that are heading towards us, because they are our worldly angels, and we have to pray for them, and it's our duty to pray for them also. And even this pandemic situation, our Prime Minister Modi, what he has done is, as a sign of respect, as a sign of paying respect to all the frontline workers, he told us to clap our hands, he told us to switch off the lights, and he also told us to do some activities like this. Many might be wondering why is he doing all these things, or many would have wondered why is he doing all these things. But yes, he has done all these things to show respect, to show the frontline workers that we are there to you, we are there for you, we are there to shoulder you, we are there to uphold you, to show them the respect. Our Prime Minister have done all this. He has taken a step forward to show them that we are there for them. And also, I'd also like to talk about an incident that had happened 2 years ago in Tamil Nadu. 2 years ago, there was a severe cyclone, and that resulted in complete flood, and the whole state was flooded up, and the water was till the brim, and everything was topsy-turvy. People were they were all left astray on the road. They had no way to go. They lost their lives, they lost their livelihoods, livestock, and everything. They lost all their beloved ones in that flood, Tamil Nadu flood. But then at that time, the local teenagers who were there, the youths who were there, they volunteered up themselves. They came ahead, they approached, they came ahead to help the victim people get out of that water, and they made them to move to a safer place. Yes, there were many NGOs and soldiers also who were working, but this is really an inspiring thing that nobody told these teenagers or youths to come ahead, or nobody pushed them to go do that work, but they did it just to show that we are there for them. They are our fellow people. I mean, they are our we are all in the same state, we are all in the same nation, we got to help each other. And they showed up, and hats off to all those teenagers who did their best to save maximum number of lives that they saved that day. And also, I would also like to say a thing that, as I've told you in the starting of the video, I'll tell you who Good Samaritans are. By now you would have understood who Good Samaritans are, because as I've told you all these things, like I've told you about the frontline workers, and why I compare frontline, why I call frontline workers as Good Samaritans, because they help people in need. Good Samaritans are people, they help people who are in need. They don't just let them go off like that. If they find somebody hurt, if they find somebody injured, they take them to the hospital, or they take them to their house, they hospitalize them, they do their best that they can do, and they don't leave them in the center. They just stay with them till the end, and they will do all the way that they could help them to the best that they can help them. So they are only called as Good Samaritans, and I believe that these teenagers, these youths, these frontline workers are best example of frontline workers. And also another thing, there's many people who are like least bothered of the way others are, like they are happy with the way they are. Many might think that we are good, my family is good, we are well settled, we have no blemishes, we have no drawbacks in our life. Maybe some might have, some might be thinking of it. But yes, look at the people who are like under the below poverty line. Those people really, they starve for even one day meal. They don't even get proper drinking water. Just think of those people. Come on, just think of those people who are really, anticipating to get food, anticipating to get proper drinking water. But we are really blessed because of the grace of God. But we should give to others generously, only then God will bless us. And then also I would like to also tell another thing, that if you think that if in a situation, in a problem, if a person is facing some problem, if you think that your presence is needed in that place, then go ahead, do willingly. If you think your presence is needed there, then come on, get up, go and do your help to the best that you can do to save many lives. And also I would also like to put forth a question and conclude it by saying, are we one among those Good Samaritans, or are we one among those frontline workers who are ready to do anything for the lives of others? Are we one among them? It's time to ponder. Let's ponder. Thank you.